And we are back with more of Hacker's Memory. Boy, we got a lot. So I think what we should do is we should do the thief who doesn't steal. So these are Digifarm. We have an odd thief. He doesn't seem to steal anything. Can you find out what he wants? From Mizushita, director of the aquarium. Getting all of us together for a job. That's pretty extravagant. Who's the client? The aquarium Ikebukuro. So the client's a fish? Of course not. It's the aquarium manager. It's a theft case. Seems some thieves have been breaking in. Too bad. Just sounds like an ordinary case. But theft? Surely that's more of a police matter? The police have passed on the case to us. So it's not an ordinary. It's not just an ordinary case. I see you're all here. Thanks for agreeing to this. Let me introduce the client. This is Mr. Mizushita, manager of the Ikebukuro Aquarium. Keep in mind that everything we discuss must be kept absolutely confidential. And I'll explain the situation. Fish have been going missing from our tanks every night for some time now. Because of the cunning methods employed by the thieves, it took us more than a month to notice that anything was wrong. Hang on a sec. Can I ask something first? Yes, what? What fish have been stolen? For starters, sea bream, flounders, and seahorses. Wow, maybe the thieves want to start their own aquarium. This is no laughing matter. You should take this more seriously. Hey. You laugh and he gets mad at me. Yeah, of course. I'm the protagonist. I'm supposed to do that. What else was stolen? Some sharks. I thought sharks were huge. How could I steal them? The sharks in our aquarium are a small species. They're only about 30 centimeters long. I never knew there were small sharks. They don't sound very scary. Clownfish, conger eels, jellyfish, sardines, spider crabs, and even penguins and sea otters have been stolen. That many. Let me see what else. What about cod? Were any cod stolen? No, we don't have cod in the aquarium. Oh, I see. Erica, the issue isn't what was stolen. How could you not notice all those missing animals for a whole month? Well, the thieves, they employ very cunning methods. Yeah, right. Are you sure it's not because you old geezers aren't up to the job? I don't know what to say to that. Hey, show some respect for your elders. Hackers rely on information to do their job, so you should listen to everything the client has to say. Isn't that right, Ryuji? That's right. Sorry for the interruption. Please continue. We don't know why, but the thieves always return the animals to where they belong after a few hours. Huh? What the... So the exhibits are stolen during the night and returned before we open the next day. More specifically, they usually return after about an hour. That's why we didn't notice it for over a month. I can see why. How? Pardon? She means, how did you eventually notice what was going on? Oh, I see. Unless something happens, the CCTV camera footage is wiped every month without being watched. A member of our staff noticed what was happening while erasing the footage. Shows some masked men carrying away the tanks at lightning speed. Then they returned in about an hour and put them back in exactly the same place, right down to the millimeter. That sure is strange. Why would they do such a thing? That's what makes this case so bizarre. They risk being caught just to return what they took. Isn't that police job to investigate this? Ordinarily, yes, but my superiors have been loggerheads about handling it. I'll spare you details, but this case isn't technically classified as theft. Legally, theft's the intention to permanently deprive the owner of property. If that can't be proven, it can't be considered theft. The perpetrator's behavior of always returning the exhibits means the owner isn't permanently deprived of his property. Of course, if we knew who they are, we could nail them for trespassing on property, but trespassing cases aren't a high priority. My superiors have decided that we can't spare the resource to investigate this case right now. Oh, come off it. That just sounds like an excuse for being lazy. That's a bit of exaggeration. Detective Matayoshi can't be everywhere at once. It's okay, Izzy. I got thick skin. That's why I resorted to bringing Mr. Mizushida here to meet with you in secret. The aquarium's actually scheduled to undergo a major renovation soon. If this gets out, we might end up losing our grant and might even have to shut down permanently. I suppose it would be risky to give a grant to an aquarium where fees can come and go at will. The CCTV footage is evidence of trespassing. Has evidence. It should be has evidence, not is evidence. But you do you, then. I'm gonna make a screenshot of that. Because it really should say the footage has evidence of trespassing, not is. If you can find out where they are, I'll arrest them. Please tell us everything you know. Then we'll decide whether or not to take the case. The thieves always make their move during gaps in the security guard patrol schedule. Of course, we change the routes and hand over times every day. Even so, they always know the times when there are fewest guards. How about security? Do you have any motion sensors or infrared beams? The thieves disable our security system so the alarm never goes off. It's some crappy old security system. Far from it, it's brand new. One of the thieves must be a highly skilled hacker. There are lots of top-notch hackers in Eden. You don't suspect us, do you? Of course not. Matayoshi told me all about you. He said you wouldn't be capable of something like this. How nice of him to say that. I didn't mean that. I just meant you wouldn't be capable of committing a crime like that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be asking for your help. Isn't that right, Mr. Mizushida? Right. Sorry, I phrased that badly. I really would like Cutie to uncover the truth and catch the culprits. So what's gonna be? I think we should take the case. Then let's take it. I'm a little curious to find out exactly what's going on. I knew you'd take it. Thanks. Thank you. Let me just check 2 things. Every single stolen exhibit was returned, right? Yes, I checked with our keeper, nothing's missing. Finally, was anything added? Added? Please check for any unfamiliar decorations, stones, or anything else. I will. And what should I do if I find something? Contact us straight away. Make sure you don't touch it. Understood. Thanks again. Then I'll leave it to you. Okay, let's go over the case. Every night, a group of masked men invade the security guards, steal one of the aquarium's exhibits. Then they come back, return it soon after. I see. What do you mean? Do you know who they are? No idea. How about you, no boy? Maybe the criminals love fish, just not enough to just look at them. They want to swim with them. Then why go to the trouble of returning them? Maybe they realize they're too difficult to keep. You have to control the water temperature, quality, stuff like that. Difficult for a professional. So, next day, they steal different fish. Within an hour, realize they're also difficult to keep, and then return them and repeat that 30 times. They had to be really stupid. Or there's something we're missing. In any case, we need more clues. I agree. Hang on a sec. I'm connected to the aquarium server. I'll take a look at the security system logs. Found something? It looks like the thieves accessed it via cyberspace. They deleted the logs, but it's not enough to stop me. They've been careful, but not careful enough. There's still traces of deleted logs. This should do it. Damn! Cover their tracks. She say far data to me. I think I know how to uncover their route. Okay, you take things from here. Once we know where they access the server from, Tomino and I will hack them. Sound good to you? I got the address. The backdoor aquarium URL. Great, let's go. Be careful. Did she say that to Yuji? I'm sure she did. No, she said that to you, dumbass. All I'm trying to do is get through making these videos. Right. Let's get in there. You can now go to the back door now. cow excess. Oh wait, there's an item I need to get. I almost forgot to pick that up. There, we got the plug-in. Now we just simply backtrack to go forward. Otamaman! Scan complete. Look, there's someone there. Is it a girl? Welcome to my aquarium. I'm Minamo Takitsuye.
I'm surprised you found this place. Are you the police? No. Doesn't matter who you are. You got nothing on me.
Can you ask some questions? Can we ask you some questions? What is this place? What are you doing here?
As you come all this way, I'll give you a special tour of my aquarium.
She didn't answer either of my questions. Have you noticed? This looks exactly like the Ikebukuro aquarium. Mm-hmm.
How observant. It's a perfect digital copy of the aquarium's buildings, facilities, and animals. It's almost complete.
I see. So you did to create this place. But did you really need to resort to theft? You can find lots of similar data for fish and buildings on the net.
You don't get it. Similar isn't good enough. It has to be a perfect reproduction. The building and decor can be recreated from photos. But how the animals look and move can't be scanned from ordinary photos or videos. They have some very rare fish. There's no information anywhere about the types of tanks and equipment they use. And it's not as if I could just go up to them and ask them to borrow their precious fish and equipment, right?
I see. So you still don't copy them and then return them.
Still, please don't use that word. I just borrowed them. Scanned them with a 3D scanner. No one could accuse me of stealing.
I've seen that in RoboCop before, lady. So it seems, but you are suspected of trespassing on private property.
I hate that. In the virtual world, people are free to go anywhere they like. The real world's so full of restrictions. Although, you're not quite right. I didn't actually trespass.
What do you mean?
Breaking into the aquarium, finding the exhibit, removing it, then returning it safe and sound, all within a short space of time. I hired a team of international super thieves. They didn't leave any evidence, and I haven't committed any crime.
Did you hire someone to do hacking as well?
I asked a Digimon and a hacker to help with that. Of course, I didn't do anything myself, and any evidence is long gone by now. The most difficult part was scanning everything perfectly in the short time between acquiring the exhibits and returning them. I bought an entire studio for that.
So it's just a very expensive hobby.
It takes more than money. I had to be smart too. That's why you'll never pin anything on me. I haven't caused anyone any trouble, even you. And look, this place is almost finished. My own private aquarium.
Well, I have to hand it to you. This place certainly looks beautiful.
Thank you. That makes me so glad to hear.
But it doesn't sit right with me. It's also the ugliest thing I've ever seen in a sense.
Ugly? What do you mean?
You spent a lot of money. But you didn't get your hands dirty. You got other people to do it for you. So much for the perfect crime.
What?
The law can't bring you to justice, but unluckily for you, we aren't the law. We're hackers. We'll make sure you're punished. This aquarium will never be completed.
That's too bad. Looks like I'm going to have to dispatch my first visitors.
I knew she seemed too willing to talk. She never intended to let us leave here.
Nah, too bad I don't have any viruses. Oh well. I only got data. Rider punch! I forgot Stingmon. Slap. Rider punch!
上出来だ。
Thunderfall. I've always wanted to live in an aquarium.
What?
Especially that aquarium. Is it in a tall building? Like a seabed for the sky.
So you have some attachment to the aquarium.
Yes, so many memories. I went all the time as a child, at least once a week. It's also where I went on my first date. But they're going to have a major renovation soon. Did you hear about that?
Yes, we did.
I was shocked when the final design was announced. Looked more like a nightclub or a casino. They're going to have pop groups singing with tropical vision. Don't you think that's tacky?
It's the way things are now.
I understand that the aquarium needs to keep up with the times.
Just like with anything else.
I thought about starting a petition to keep the aquarium as is. But they probably wouldn't take any notice. Things never go my way in the real world.
That's the thing. Petitions only go so far. But if you don't push them, you're just wasting time.
So I decided to preserve it by myself. Just as it has always been, just how I remember it.
I understand how you feel.
I kept trying to think of ways to make the aquarium mine.
When all said's done, you didn't intend to cause any trouble.
You just wanted to recreate the aquarium for yourself, correct? That's right.
But we can't just look the other way. Memories aren't about preserving data. They're something you keep inside you for the rest of your life.
Maybe you're right. If you're going to report me, just do it.
Looks like you got the case all wrapped up. The aquarium will send payment. Huh? What's the matter, Izzy? White alone face.
There's something bothering me about this case. I hope it turns out to be nothing.
By the way, I met the perpetrator. I can't go into detail, but she's the only daughter of a very wealthy man. He recently passed away and left his entire fortune. Her father's dead. And recently, she hired people to steal the exhibits and hack security, and surely there's no evidence? Exactly. That's why the apartment has dropped the complaint. It receives extremely rare creatures from other aquariums and research institutes around the world for special exhibitions and like. Any rumors of security problems would soon put an end to that. Now, we know who was behind it all. After being arrested, she promised she'd never do it again. The aquarium's happy to leave it at that.
So,
She'll be released tomorrow.
sir!
Calm down, Ryuji. I know how you feel. But we have no other choice. No one was hurt and no actual damage was caused. I'm sure you agree she learned her lesson. No, I don't. How can you release her so soon? She's not being charged. We can't just hold her. If not tomorrow, she'll be out in a few days. Call the aquarium manager right now. But why? I'm going to the aquarium. Wait here. Ah, Ryuji, Matayoshi. Did you find what you were looking for? Ryuji was right. We found a nasty little surprise. I couldn't believe it.
What'd you find?
I don't feel comfortable saying in front of Erica. It's fine. She's a hacker just like us. Plastic explosives. Set to be detonated remotely at any time. They were attached to the undersides of all the tanks that were returned. They're small, but detonating them all at once would level the place.
Explosives, but why?
Good question. How'd you know they'd be there? I suspected it right from the start. She created an exact copy of the aquarium in her own private cyberspace. It was as if she confined time and space itself, as well as herself. I had to ask myself what someone of that mindset would do once they have accomplished everything they set out to do. Tell us, what she intended to do? I fear that she tried to keep the aquarium all to herself.
By destroying the one in the real world, even though she knew it was about to be renovated?
Don't look so worried. Unless she actually pressed the detonator, everything I say is nothing more than theory. We don't have any evidence that she planted the explosives. Once again, we can't pin anything on her.
By now, she's probably moved the virtual aquarium to a small server and disappeared off to somewhere far away from here.
I'm annoyed we couldn't hold her to account, but at least nothing will happen to the aquarium if she presses the detonator now.
The only positives that no one's been hurt in all this. It's been an unusual case.
Nothing will happen to the aquarium if she presses the detonator. However, there might be a catastrophic. However, there might be a catastrophic result somewhere else instead. Somewhere else? What do you mean?
Memories aren't about preserving data. There's something you keep inside you for the rest of your life. What did he mean by that? Nonsense. This is where I'm going to stay for the rest of my life. You may be missing a few finishing touches, but it's all mine. When I press this detonator, my aquarium will be the only one like it in the world.
Deletion program activated. All data in this cyberspace will be erased. Please log off immediately. I repeat. Deletion program activated. All data in this cyberspace will be erased.
Huh? What's going on?
All data in this cyberspace will be erased.
Erased? How? Why? No! My aquarium!
You just got Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeroed. You want to know what happened to that girl? Okay, I'll let you in on something. When we went to see her, I installed a program to delete all data in that cyberspace. I linked the execution key to the detonation signal for the explosive she planted in the real aquarium. That's all I did. Dude! Memories aren't about preserving data. You keep them inside you. That is true. Maybe I'm naive, but because of this high-tech age we live in, that's what I truly believe. Do you think I got through to her? I wonder if she could resist pressing the detonator. She got what she deserved. Fist of the Beast King. Oh, that's Leomon. Marker. Get an aquamarine. I guess BBS doesn't have any particularly important cases right now. Maybe it's time to ask Mirai what's afoot. The massive piles of sandwiches and waffles look like they hit the roof. The huh? You know, we are going to talk to Mirai, but we're going to do that in the next part. So that said, what we'll probably do before we deal with that will probably be those blacklist cases. That way, we get more of what we're going to do in the next part, and by possibly in the part after the blacklisting cases, then we'll finish up this chapter. Okay? So stay tuned, more of Hacker's Memory right after this. Thanks so much for watching.